Hello, hello. Welcome everybody this afternoon for me. So I'm doing some different experiments today. We'll see how they go. First experiment is I just barely ordered up some Orly Bonder because I have planned too many Halloween manis. Well, just in general, I want to do more manis. So, and taking them off is like my least favorite part. I have no idea how it plays with. This is a Lily and Fox set, and I don't do Lily and Fox very often because I find Color Street's just nicer to work with in general. But we are today because, oh, that's pretty sheer. Well, yeah, that's pretty sheer. You could layer that. This Lily and Fox, I don't know if some of their stuff has, I don't have very many Lily and Fox sets, but I don't know if they have, I mean, I know they have names on their website. Oh, that's very sheer. That's pretty. I probably bought this back, when I maybe had 10 or so sets of Color Street and I was kind of experimenting with different things. And Lillian Fox does have the advantage of it is way less expensive than Color Street. But as you can see here, you can't just, one of my favorite things about Color Street is that you can just perforate it. Whereas these you actually have to cut because they're not real polished, they're like plastic. And then with the Orly Bonder, I've never tried it before, so I'm just going off of tips I've seen others. You just put it, that does not want to stick. Maybe this was a bad plan. I don't know. Um, you just put it down the middle of the nail so then your strip can see, and I'm not even sure what happened there because I thought I had it up against the edge of my cuticle. That's fine. Well, maybe I should have not, because I did it like down the center and then out to my tip of my nail, and maybe I should have just done in the center, not to the tip, so then you get a really good bit there on the end. Okay, is this enough to do my other side? I think it probably is. Oh, and that just kind of perforate there a little bit. Taking the silver off. It's like a jagged edge though. Something like that. It's probably worth it. Let's just get a new strip because I don't think I'm probably gonna toss the rest of this. This is what's left in the package. I don't think it's really worth. I just don't like them as much. They're harder to work with. This is very pretty though. And there are obviously, since it is just like plastic, they can do a lot of things that the Color Street can't. So I would like to experiment with more of their overlays. Let's try to actually get all the way down to my cuticle this time. Seems to be sticking a little better. Maybe I touched the other one with my fingers. That never helps getting your skin oils onto something sticky, whether it's Color Street or Lillian Fox plastic. They do have really fun, cute designs. And they're $2.99. And I think when you order, they almost always send you a like an extra just random set too. So, but I'm too luxury. I like my Color Street. Okay, now this I am gonna want to round. So it fits my ring finger better. My goodness. Yeah. Anyway, I've had this in my stash for a long time, and it seemed so the inspo photo for this, they used 1 and 4, and then they used Lavish Lavender, which is that glitter dip purple, which I did have back in the day, and I probably used it up way fast, and I should probably get more, but I haven't. And so they had that over it, and then I think they just had Lavish Lavender over, 9 Lives, because they didn't list another set, but it almost looked like they had it over a white, and I did not grab a white. I just have just doing what I see here, but I thought this was a good replacement for kinda it kinda gave it like an ombre look, having that Lavish Lavender. I did not put that on there nicely. I'm starting to get impatient. I'm not very far into this, and I'm getting impatient. I will definitely hit this with heat. I'm also we're headed over to my sister's. Today's her birthday, so I probably should not have started this, but maybe we'll just film it in 2 parts if it comes down to it. Some days it's hard to oh. Have I been taking the plastic layer off of my Lillian Fox? I can't remember now. Guess we'll find out. Guess I can check over here and see. There's one plastic. Okay, I see 2 larger. I think I did take them off. Okay. Man, I see these are not as easy coming off of here. I almost want to just cut. I do some really fun things with this set. Like that's super sheer. Although I guess pretty much anything. Oops, I forgot to round it. I guess anything you put under might just kind of totally wash it out though, because it is that sheer. It's a terrible cut. Like that looks so crazy. So yeah, it's my sister's birthday. We're gonna do dinner over there, which she basically planned the whole thing is making the meal, making her own cake and providing her own ice cream, which she's probably making because she has an ice cream maker. I don't know how that ended up that way, but we are gonna bring like a side to go with it. But she's doing stir fry, I think. And so stir fries, I had to ask ChatGPT what goes with stir fry because it's got a vegetable, it's got a grain, it's got a protein, and so we're probably gonna bring like some ramen that we know our kids will eat. So, and maybe some drinks. But when she's like already done the dessert and it's kind of hard. Eh, trying to think of what else has been kind of new around here. Just kind of weird weeks because I've worked later in the week. So I have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Like last week was just pretty kind of like slow. But then as soon as Thursday hit, and I didn't even work, I got called off. But I was supposed to work Thursday, got called off, and then we went down with my sister to visit my mom. And she lives about an hour away, so that kind of took the whole day. And then it's just been a busy weekend, and I'm recording this on a Sunday, so to give you a reference. Yeah, see, this is what Lillian Fox, I don't love having to go through and cut. Okay, kind of was able to tear that one a little bit, but and I'm not even like a super didn't cut it very well. That's for sure. Yeah, so kind of a weird week to just be like, okay, I should like getting down to the bottom of my to-do list and trying to, but also we've been recovering from colds, and so that's kind of made me feel more tired. and then to get towards the end of the week and just be like, "Oh my gosh, I feel so overwhelmed now." That's just how life is, I guess. Always one thing after another. But I did when we were down in Provo, I did get my new ring. So this is my wedding band here, and I've had that. But this ring is new, my engagement band. I had essentially the same thing, but it had along this twist here, it had little diamonds like this. And then it had a halo of diamonds around. This is my same main stone, main diamond I was able to keep, which I was happy about for sentimental reasons. But anyway, those little tiny stones, I feel like they should come with a big warning label when you pick a ring like that because, and maybe I'm just like extra hard, but the little tiny prongs wear out, and I would just lose diamonds all the time. And the ring place my husband got my ring from, they're great. They do replace them as long as you keep up on your inspections. But it was getting to where, like, it was just so often that I would take it down, and it's an hour away, right? And they only have the one store. They're not a chain or anything. So they only have that one store, which is where we were living, near where my parents live when we got engaged. So it made sense to get our ring there. But I'd get down there, leave it, they'd get it fixed up, I'd finally make it down, pick it back up, and I would have it for like sometimes it was like 3 days, and I would notice another stone missing. And so that, like, even though they replace it well, and every time I do it, it would be, they'd be like, "Well, we need to retip the prongs." And that's about $17, which, okay, whatever, that's fine. But I finally got to where, like, I don't know, like, this is not sustainable. What else can I do? And it's been a whole year-long process because about a year ago, I asked them about it, and they're like, "We can retip all of the prongs for about 350." And I was like, "Oh, like, I'm willing to pay that if I know it's gonna fix the problem, but it's kind of always lost stones, especially when it was new, and then it kinda had a period where they kinda settled in and I didn't lose them a ton, which is when we lived down in Arizona, so that was kind of a good time for that. Because I can't imagine, getting all the way up to Utah, getting the stones replaced, and then getting back home to Arizona and having one just fall out. That would be, because it's a lot harder to get to the jewelry store, right? Anyway, but I was like, "I'm not convinced that's gonna fix the problem, and 350 is kind of an investment, right?" And so I was like, "I don't know." And so I kind of stopped wearing it except for, like, if I was working out or cleaning or sleeping or showering or going to work, I would not wear it. I was very careful, and I would still just lose those stones. And so I finally asked them about it again, and they gave me a quote, and they said 650 for something like that, for the to retip the ones that need it. It wasn't even like all of it. And I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, anyway, it's been a whole thing, and I'm sure they were thinking I was like a crazy lady, but I'm like, I'm willing to spend the money if I know, because it is an investment, right? Anyway, so we finally, well, and I went down in July when we were down there anyway, and I was kind of ready to kind of look at some options of maybe like a remake or changing up the ring to kind of change things, but they were kind of just, I think it was just the person we talked to didn't know a lot about that kind of stuff. The people who did were maybe busy. Anyway, so I finally made an appointment back in, when was that we went down? I don't know. I think it was September sometime. And we went through and picked out a ring, and I didn't even get to try this one on because they did not have it in store, so we kind of just ordered it. But I think I like it. It's the same, it's got the same twist, and it goes pretty well because my wedding band, you can see, has the, like, it fits with it. It still twists around and goes all crazy. It doesn't stay there, but I think I like it. I've only had it a few days. It's kind of exciting. I'm getting used to wearing a ring again because I basically wasn't wearing my ring before. Well, and I didn't have it in the time that they were getting it remade. So anyway, that's been a whole thing. But I'm hoping this will be much less maintenance because I know I have a lot of friends, like my sister's ring, she's never had stones fall out. It just depends on the style. And it makes sense that if you're picking one with lots of little diamonds. I loved it because it's kinda like having glitter. You can kinda see just lots of sparkles. But that was a lot of maintenance to keep up on. So I changed it up, which was sad, but I was able to keep my same stone. So at least part of the ring is still there. My ring was actually my husband, he kinda well, when we were dating, and he's like, "Hey, I wanna ask this girl to marry me." And he kind of we looked at some ring websites and kinda looked at different things, and he was like, "She has no idea what she wants," which is pretty true. I'm pretty indecisive, and I think if I would've gone into a ring store, I just would've been like, "Ooh, look at all the shiny things," because yeah, they're very shiny. So he took his sister, and they picked it out together, and I think they did a really good job. They picked rose gold, which was just coming into style at the time. I know it's kind of gone big and maybe is going out now, I don't know. But I feel like it was just coming into style, like, not many people had it, but then it got really popular, but they got it because they thought it was fun with red hair, which I have red hair. Anyway, this is taking forever. Our colds ended up not being too bad. I mean, there was a few days where it's just like, "Oh, I don't feel good," but it's kind of been lingering. Alright, so I'm a little bit nervous about these overlays. They just feel thick and stiff, like maybe they weren't sealed super good. So we'll see if we can get them to stick. I've had this is like an original star for the course from 2020, so I've had it for a long time. So this was like before they re-released it as an accent, and then now it's come back as a full set, right? But I shouldn't have done my thumbs. That's not one of them to perforate. Anyway, the cold, it's like I feel better. You can kinda hear me sniffling a little bit, but it's still, like, some congestion, and I still just have headache. I mean, I felt better for a week about now. Yeah, it was a week ago that I started really feeling better. But even when I, like, don't feel the congestion, it's just, like, this headache that just lingers, which, I would rather have that than a cough, because usually I'm one that gets a cough that lasts forever. How are we doing on time? Oh, it's almost time to go. Let's grab another star for the course. Whoop. I think I would enjoy well, we'll see how this lasts. I think some heat is gonna help how this mani lasts. But I think I would enjoy doing something similar again with all color street if this one doesn't last very long. And if it doesn't last very long, that's fine. Because like I said, I went a little crazy on the Halloween manis, so I gotta get through them just a little bit faster than I typically do to fit them all in before Halloween's over. Before we know it, we're gonna be into Christmas manis. I mean, we still have November, so I have a couple of fall manis planned. Let's see. Okay, I'm using one thumb strip, doing it sideways. 'Cause I want the little side peekaboo cat, which some of the Star for the Course, if you remember, some of them do go on the side anyway, but I had already kind of picked this out, so we're going with it. I discovered while doing an ombre, flipping a strip on its side to get the ombre going the opposite, or get it to go side to side instead of back to front. I discovered that I can use one thumb strip for both of my ring fingers. So, oh, my, uh-oh. I'm getting impatient is the problem here. Even doing this fancy, I don't know if you call that, whatever. Even doing this trick is quicker than the Lillian Fox, I feel like. The other thing with Lillian Fox, the strips run just a little bit small, which so do color streets, but they're a little like you can totally stretch them. I've done it, but they do if you have like a solid, you'll see like it looks like we're plastic stretched. Okay, let's power through this. Might have to take my flax bag over to my sister's. Eat on these. Definitely like some cleanup. Like on these edges. But I can get that after. Oh yeah, did I just pull that out to kind of show? I must have, I don't know. I'm excited for the Christmas nails. They look fun this year. Some good, just like, I don't know, I feel like basic. I guess they went back to classic Christmas colors, which I think a lot of people are excited about. Over last year was like pink and like a minty green more was the theme of the collection. Well, that kitty almost just covers up the purple almost entirely. And there's a few in there that look like there's one that looks like, what is it, winter romance? One that's like the ribbony. Some of them, like I feel like they were inspired off of older sets. I could have said the totally wrong name, I don't remember. But I haven't thought too much about them yet because I guess I'll wait. The stylists, when do they get there? I feel like it's soon. For sure, probably by the time this video comes out, they can order their stylist bundles and then we'll get to start seeing them play with them. To get my nippers in there. Come on, stick to the nail. Star for the Course is such a fun one. I feel like I never use it though, and I don't quite know why that is. Obviously, because I've had this one hanging out forever. Okay, last nail. Let's go. I think I would have enjoyed this a lot more if I had just done Color Street, but I guess I knew that already. So with how sheer Lillian Fox is, you could put like a glow under there. I've been doing that. Right, in the ones I have planned. Have some where I'm layering glow in the dark under things. So fun, especially this time of year. This one totally could have. Just, just trying to pick that up. These may not even last the day. We'll see. That's probably a bad plan to try the peely base. I don't know. I will let you guys know on the next video. Let you guys know how it worked out. I feel like even though these are a little stiffer, well, I need these. They seem to be sticking okay, I think. It's just they don't perforate as easy. Thicker, drier. I mean, I don't know. Big wrinkle right there. Try to smoothen it out with heat. Okay, there we go. So I think this is a really fun combo. I don't know that it's gonna last, but very fun combo. I'm not thinking of a Color Street set that's similar off the top of my head, but I know like a purple ombre, or if you have lavish lavender with the purple, this is a super fun one, especially if you like, which I have realized, more of a non-traditional Halloween. I like the purples and pinks. I don't know. We'll see what I can do with heat on these. I'll update you guys on the next video. But there you go. I think it's a good inspiration for the combo. Maybe not so much on technique or on using Lillian Fox, but there you go. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and I will catch you guys next time. All right, I actually decided to just update you now. Peely under Lillian Fox did not work well. It could have been something I did wrong. Maybe if I would have not done it on the tips. And also, I don't know. Or maybe the overlays being dry. I don't know. Anyway, I figured, oh yeah, look at that. Look how many I've already lost. This is just, we just got back from dinner. That does peel off nice. Oh yeah, look how sheer that is. That's pretty. Anyway, dinner was super fun. It was actually lomo saltado. I'm saying that terribly, but it's a Peruvian dish. I forgot that it's my brother-in-law that cooks on Sundays, so that's how my sister did not cook dinner. She did still make her own cake though, I think. And then my mom came up to visit and brought angel food cake, which is one of her favorites. It was good evening with family. She's recently gotten into puzzles, and I got her, it was actually a white elephant gift from my friend that she received in a white elephant exchange. She asked me if she wanted it. And I was like, yes, because I'm going to give it to my sister. It's a 1,000 piece post-COVID series, just a picture of toilet paper rolls. It's 1,000 pieces, and it's just like white and, white and gray and brown for like the rolls. And my friend offered that to me back in the spring. I was like, I'm gonna give it to my sister, just kind of as a joke. And I told her it was a joke tonight, but she's recently gotten into puzzles, and now I think she's tempted. She might hate her life, though. I told her she can frame it if she does it, though, and, like, hang it in the bathroom. So that's how my nails look now that that's come off. I'm excited to play with peeling more, doing it on, Undercolor Street and seeing if I can get it to work better for me, but I think that was a pretty combo, but even just wearing it, it was driving me nuts because it was all, like, wrinkly and ready to just come off, but anyway, so I thought I'd update you and just peel it off. That was very satisfying to peel them off, by the way. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, and now I really will say goodbye. Talk to you guys later.